So hello friends, today we have our part 2 of the constraint series, and today we are going to deal with method of constant length. So let's begin without wasting any time. Uh, here is a pulley and block system. There is block A and block B, and there is a string that is wound around this pulley and attached to the blocks. Now here the length of this part of the string, that is x, the length of this part of the string is y, and the length wound around the pulley, that is a semicircular section, that is pi into r. So here I have shown the semicircular section, that is the radius is r, so that is pi into r. So the total length of the string will be x plus y plus pi r. Now for the string to be taut, this total length will be constant. So, and the x will be, suppose the block A is moving downwards and we are taking downward direction as positive. So x is moving down, the object A is moving down, and this x is increasing. Let's say this y is in, so the y will also decrease because it will move up. So this x and y are variables, but this radius of the pulley is constant, so the length of the string that is always wound around the pulley, that is also constant, that is pi r. So we can say L is equal to x plus y plus pi r. That is the total length of the string. Now what we had for x? L was x plus y plus pi r. Now we are differentiating with respect to time. See, L is constant, so it will become 0. X will become dx by dt, y will become dy by dt, and again pi r will become 0. Okay, now we can see that this x, let's say this is x, and let's say this is a. Now this is moving down with a velocity va. Now we can see this x is increasing. This x is increasing because this is moving down, so this x will increase. So I can say that is plus va. So if x is increasing, I will be putting here plus va, because the direction we are taking of va, and the dx by dt is also positive because x is increasing, and v is, we are already considering the direction, so va will be positive. Now what is happening on the other end? This is b. This is going upward with a velocity vb, and this is say y. Now y is decreasing, so vb will be, see, the dy dt, this will be negative, and again we'll add one more negative to make it positive, because we have already accounted for the sign. So vb will be minus dy by dt, or rather dy by dt will be minus vb. So dy by dt will be minus vb. So here we are getting va is equal to vb, and we have put this plus va and minus vb assuming that a moves down, and we have taken downward direction as negative, but it will be the same even if we have taken the upward direction as positive. Okay, now we have a question, that is obtain the relation between the acceleration of block A and the acceleration of block B using constant length method. So we have a string wound here like this. So we'll divide the string into different segments, like this one, we can say this part, we can say this is x1, this is also x1, this is also x1. So these two parts will make 2x1. This part let's take it as x0, and this part let's take it as x2. We have already written it here. So this is x2, this is x0, and this is x1, and this is also x1. and there are certain parts of the string like this part, that is the wounding of the pulley, this also, this part, all this we have taken as k, that is pulley wound, that is a k. So L is equal to x0 plus 2x1 plus x2, that is the total length of the string, differentiating with respect to time twice. Once it will give velocity, twice it will give acceleration. See, L is constant, so it will give 0. This k will also give 0. x0, look at this part carefully. This A, B is going downwards, so this part will definitely increase. This pulley will come here, so it is increasing. This is moving on the right hand side. Now what is happening to this x0? But this supports, this hinge, or say this support is not moving, so x0 is constant. That is why I had taken it separately. x0 is constant, so this will become 0. Differentiation, dx0 by dt, that will become 0. So x0 differentiation is 0, L differentiation is 0, and see, x1 is increasing because B is going downward. So 2x1 by dx1 by dt, that is positive. So I can write x1 by 2x1 dx1 by dt, that is AB, because block B is moving down by a distance x1. So differentiating it twice, it will give us AB, and this x2 is decreasing, x2, so minus acceleration of A, so A is equal to 2AB. So I hope this is clear. Our next topic is contact point method. This is the same thing as that of the constant length method only, but we are looking at it with a different angle. And by this method, you can solve all the complicated problems within minutes, within seconds, I can say. This is such a very good application of the constant length method. Suppose I have a string here. This string, one point of the string is moving with a velocity x1, and the other point of the string is moving with a velocity, say we have 2 points, not string, 2 points. We have 2 points. One point is moving with a velocity x1, other moving by a displacement x1. The other point is moving by a displacement x2, and the relative displacement between them, that is x. So what is x? X will be definitely equal to x1 minus x2. Now differentiating them, dx by dt is dx1 by dt minus dx2 by dt. So dx by dt, that means the change in length, change in the relative displacement, that is v1 minus v2. Exactly the same thing we are doing for the contact point method. That is, say we have a pulley block system like this. So we are just marking the point of contact of the string and the pulley. Earlier what we are doing is that we are taking this length as some, say x, and some this length as, say, y. So we are just taking the contact points now, just like we had shown in the previous example. So directly we are writing, now directly we will be writing this equation directly. So earlier what we are doing is that we are finding dx by dt, change in length, that x plus y plus some constant, then dx by dt. Now we will be considering the end points. That's this dx by dt will be writing v1 minus v2. So exactly what we are doing here is that we have 4 contact points, say this v1, v2, v3 and v4. So we'll write here v1 plus v2 plus v3 plus v4 is equal to 0, the velocity. Why? Because this is just the other way to represent constant length method. Now we are not writing v1 minus v2, we are writing v1 plus v2, because the sign will consider everything automatically. Okay, now let's see it. If the string is shortening, then we'll take the sign as minus. If the string is lengthening, then we'll take the sign as positive. Now see this V1. V1, this A is moving, let's say this A is moving downward, let's say, as given. So this is moving downward, so it is increasing. So V1, I can write as plus VA. See, V2 is connected to the pulley and this contact point is not moving anywhere. So this will be V2 will be 0. And same for V3, this contact point is not moving anywhere. So V3 will be 0. So V1 plus V4, that will be equal to 0 because V2, V3 0. V1 is moving downward with a velocity VA. So it will be plus VA, and VB is moving upward with a velocity of, this contact point 4 is associated with block B. So it is moving upward with a velocity of VB, and since it is moving upward, this string is shortening. This string is contracting. So this will be minus VB. So I will get VA minus VB. So this was just an illustration for a very simple problem. Now we will start applying this into more complex problems. Okay. Find the velocity of B. We have been given the velocity of A as 5 meters per second. See, there are two fixed pulleys and there is a movable pulley here. Now we are required to find the velocity of B. Okay. Our first task is to identify the contact points. This is the contact point. 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 This one and this one. We'll number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We had numbered them here already, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now our task is to write V1 to V8, V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4 plus V5 plus V6 plus V7 plus V8 is equal to 0. Now here is the interesting part. See this V1. This contact point is moving downward with a velocity 5 meters per second. And due to this movement, the length of this portion of the string, that is increasing. So I'll write here plus 5. This contact point 2 is connected to a stationary pulley. So it will be 0. Velocity V2 will be 0. Same goes for 3. This is connected to the stationary pulley, so it will be 0. What about V4? I don't know the direction of VB. It may be in the upward direction, it may be in the downward direction. So I will not write any sign, I will just write VB. And this contact point 4 is connected to the block B. So its velocity is VB. Also the contact point 5 that is connected to the block B, same thing. So this velocity will be again VB. I don't know the sign, so I will not write any sign. Now see at this contact point 6. 6 is connected to the other pulley, that is stationary. So that will be 0. Contact point 7 also it will be 0 because it is connected to the stationary pulley. So V7 also 0. And V8 is connected to the support. So it will be 0. So exactly now we can write plus 5 is equal to 0, 0 plus VB, VB. So we can find VB, that is to be minus 5 by 2 meters per second. Since it is minus, then it is going upward. Why upward? Because this string will be shortened. This string will be shortened. So if we shorten the string, then this will go upwards. This will be VB is equal to minus 5 by 2. Okay. Now we have a moving pulley. So you can see how fast we can solve this problem. So I will be giving some more advanced illustrations in the later part of this lecture. So moving pulley in a different direction of that of the moving block. Suppose we have a pulley that is moving like this, and the string is attached like this, so the blocks will be attached somewhere like this. So definitely they are not in line. So what we can do here is that we will be resolving this v, this is theta, into different components. This is say v cos theta, and this is say v sin theta. And now we will be, this component is responsible for this part of the, or for this block, and this component will be responsible for this block. That's it. Exactly what I have done here. Now a problem to illustrate the concept that I had to show the application of that concept. See, when you are drawing a pulley, those who are taking notes, I am telling them, when you are drawing a pulley, if I have drawn the pulley like this part should be perfectly vertical. You will not make any angle, say like this. No, that is not allowed, because if you make some angle, then this velocity component will change. I cannot write this as VB. I have to take some component. Exactly that what I am going to show here in this question. So we have an arrangement like this. These two are stationary pulleys and this is the movable pulley. This velocity of A block is downward 2 meter per second, and velocity of C block is 4 meter per second downward. What is the velocity of B? That is VB. So our first job is to identify the contact points. This is the contact point, this is the contact point, this is the contact point with the pulley, this is the contact point, this is the contact point, this is another one, this is one, this is one. We'll number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we'll write V1 to contact points I have identified. Now I'll be writing, now see, there is one more thing I have to do here. I am assuming this, see, this VB will go either down or up. I am assuming this is going up. VB is going, say, up. And suppose this is constrained to move only upwards in the x direction. This is constrained to move only in the x direction. Now, what is the component of VB along this direction and along this direction? That we need to find out. See here properly. VB is going upwards, and along the string, this is 53 degree. If this is 37 degree, this is 53 degree. And if this is 37 degree here, this is 53 degree. So I have done it here properly. If this is VB, then along the left string it will be VB cos 53 degree, and along the right string it will be VB cos 37 degree. This you can easily find. So along this is VB cos 53 degree, and along this is 37 degree. Now we have identified the contact points. We have found out the velocity components as we have seen in the movable pulley case in a different direction that of the block. Now V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6, V7, V8, that is equal to 0. See, V1, well, point 1 is going downwards with a velocity of 2 meter per second, and for this velocity, this 1 to 2, this segment is increasing. So this is plus 2. V2 and V3, these two are connected on the pulley, stationary pulley, and similarly 6 and 7, that is also connected to the stationary pulley. So V2, V3, that is 0, V6, V7, these are also 0. Now I don't know the direction of VB. I have to show you, I have shown it on the upward direction, but it may be on the downward also. I don't know. So I will just write VB, And which component is responsible for the motion of force? See, we cannot write the V4 as VB, because just see this thing here. Suppose VB is moving upward, VB is moving upward, but V4 is moving like this. So we have to take the component of VB along V4 and also along V5. So for V4, this component is responsible, VB cos 53 degree, and for V5, VB cos 37 degree is responsible. So V4 it is VB cos 53 degree, and for V5 it is VB cos 37 degree, and V8 is moving downward, so it will be plus 4. So I'll take out common VB cos 53 degree cos 37 degree, that is minus 6. Cos 53 degree and cos 37 degrees are approximately, if you know this triangle, just remember this triangle, this is very helpful. This is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is for 37 degree and 53 degree. This triangle will help you a lot in the problems. VB cos 53 degree and plus 37 degree, that is 3 by 5 and 4 by 5, that is minus 6. So VB will be 30 by 7 minus because it is moving upwards. Okay. Our next questions. Now we are slowly increasing the difficulty level. We have two blocks. All are connected by pulleys and there is a fixed support on the ground. This one. The velocity of block A is 16 meter per second. What is the velocity of B? Now let's do it directly with the help of contact point method. This is one. Let's identify the contact points. See, we have identified the contact points here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. We have all the contact points. Now, can we tell you the velocity of 1? This V1 is 0. What is the velocity of VB? V2? V2 is the velocity of B only, but we don't know. So we can say V2 is equal to VB. V3 is equal to VB. We don't know the direction, so we'll just write VB. See, 4, 5 and 8, all three are connected to A. So V4 is equal to V5 is equal to V6. That will be, I'm telling it as plus 16 plus VA, because as the block A moves this side, this length of the string tends to increase. Now we don't know, because we don't know VB, so that we'll find out, but we can assume that it is plus. There is no harm if the assumption goes wrong. And here we can say 2, 3, 6 and 7 all are connected to B. So V2 is equal to VB, V3 is equal to VB, that is equal to V6 is equal to V7. Now we have our velocities ready, and also V1 is 0 because it is at the fixed support that is not moving. So exactly V1 to V8 we have. So here V1 to V8 we have taken it as 0. Now V1 is 0 and we have substituted all our values to get 4 VB is equal to minus 48. So VB is equal to minus 12. Now why minus 12? So what is the direction? Minus 12, you will say that I have taken VA as 16 meter per second this side. You may argue that I have taken VA this side on the right side, so VB will be in the left side. No, this is not with respect to the direction. If VA is this side, that is 16 meter per second, VB will also be acting in this, will move in this side, that is 12 meter per second, not the direction. This string will get shortened. This is a shortening and lengthening of the string. Remember the constant length method. This method is the other variety of the constant length method only. This dx by dt, that will be decreasing. So negative. I hope so. You got this. This is a very important concept. Now this is I won't say it's a tough problem, but this question will have all the concepts that we have discussed. See, this is A and this is B. Velocity of A is 3 meter per second and velocity of B is 8 meter per second. Find the velocity of C. Since we have been asked to find the velocity of C, we will assume that this is with respect to an observer on the ground. We'll identify the contact points at first. So here is the contact point 1, 2, with this pulley 3, this pulley 4, 5, 6, this one is 7 with this pulley, and this is 8. It will depend on how our string is wound. Okay. Now we shall simply write the equation. V1 plus 2 dot 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 V8 is 0, because the length of the string is constant. Never forget the basics from where we started. See, point 1 is, let's start with V1. Point 1 is attached to A. So what will be we are taking A as -3, because A is moving in the right direction, this direction, and this will have a tendency to decrease this length from 1 to 2. So we are taking it as -3. What about 2? 2 is connected directly to B, and this is actually plus 8 meter per second, because it is its tendency is to increase the length of the string segment between 1 to 2. Now the tricky part, that is what is 3. 3 is connected to the pulley and the pulley is connected to the block. So will the answer be 8 meter per second? No, the velocity is not 8 meter per second, because the string is wound like this. This part is 2 and this part is 3, and this is the velocity. This is VB. But this part, the velocity will be along the string because of constraint motion. So we have to take the component of VB along 2 and 3. Luckily, this segment of the string was in line with the motion of the pulley. So this total component of VB came across this string, which is connected to contact point 2. But this point is perpendicular to VB, so we can say V3 is VB cos 90 degree, that is 0. So V3 we are taking as 0. The same analysis we can do for V4. Since this part is moving in this direction and V4 is, say, perpendicular, this part is perpendicular, so we can say V4 also 0. V5 will be plus 8, since it is in line with the motion of VB. V6 will be -3. V7 will be 0 and not VA, because -3, because of the same reason as we have pointed out here. And we don't know the value of VC, so we'll write VC here. So -3 plus 8 minus 3 plus VC is equal to 0. So VC will be -10 meter per second. So this is how we'll find VC. But wait, is this the answer? No. See, I have here explained this part. You can note it down, because this is VP. So we have to find the component of VP along 2. That is 8, because the full component is this is in line with the string direction of the tension, but the direction of the string. But here it is not, because it is totally 90 degrees. So the component will be 0, because VP component along 3 is 0, because it is VP cos 90 degree. That is 0. But wait, 10 meter per second minus, then it is going upward. So it is, but wait, let's go back once to the original question. This contact point method is based on the length, constant length method. So see, this length is shortening, and by the shortening of the length, this string is placed on this block A. So if we find the velocity using the contact point method or the constant length method, we will find the velocity of C with respect to block A. We will not find the absolute velocity of block C, because this will have some velocity of C with respect to A, and also since this block A is also moving, this will have its own velocity, that is VA. So we have to find the resultant, then only we can find the velocity of C. Exactly what I have done. This block C is moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second upward with respect to the block A. This is the block A, and this is the velocity of block A itself. So we have to find the resultant, that is root over of 10 square plus 3 square, that is root over of 109 meter per second. So this was a tough problem, you can say, not a tough problem, but the problem that encompasses all the concepts. So that's all for today, and in the next lecture we will be studying about wedge block constraints and also some problems related to it. Thank you.